Okay, good morning, all of you. Today's topic we are starting from beginning due to the technical problem in yesterday. It is a DNA replication. All of you know that the DNA replication is the semi-conservative. But prior to this theory, prior to this particular proof, there are three predictions that the DNA replication might be a conservative, DNA replication might be a semi-conservative, and third postulate is that it is a dispersive. When scientists are saying that the DNA replication is conservative, what it means that when the two strands are formed, as far as DNA molecules are concerned, one molecule is conserved as it is, and one another molecule is totally newly synthesized. That whatever a conservative replication proposes. While according to semi-conservative, it proposes that the in a DNA molecule, only one strand is get conserved from the parental strand, and another strand is newly synthesized. Means according to them, conservation is there as far as the older strand is concerned, but only half, and hence they have given the name semi-conservative. The third aspect is the dispersion. According to this theory, they have predicted that the DNA might goes individual degradation. Then each degraded particle is degraded length of DNA synthesize its own copy, and once again it get assembled. Even on a theoretical basis, we can't accept that the dispersive model will be there, because as far as DNA is concerned, the sequence is very much important, and once the DNA is degraded into the fragments, that it disturbs the sequence. And hence the question arises that whether the DNA replication is the conservative or a semi-conservative, and this particular thing is cleared by means of two scientists, Messelson and Stahl, and that is also a popular experiment as far as genetics is concerned, which is referred as the Messelson and Stahl's experiments, and they have proved that the DNA replication is the semi-conservative. What is their experimental setup? They have taken a E. coli cell. Only thing is that the E. coli cell is grown for the infinite time on a heavy nitrogen containing medium. Generally, for the cell growth, nitrogen source is required. Here they have provided the ammonium chloride, but only one modification they have done, that the instead of normal DNA. Yes, Krishna, any problem is there?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Uh, Instead of normal ammonium chloride, they have used such ammonium chloride in which the nitrogen is labeled with the radio labeled nitrogen, that is N15. Significance of the radio labeling is that we can detect the molecule, means where the molecule goes, it is possible to detect. Now, these E. coli are grown for the infinite generation as far as this particular class is concerned, in which the heavy nitrogen is the nitrogen source. Means wherever the nitrogen is there, that is incorporated as a heavy nitrogen or isotopic nitrogen. And now such a bacterial cell is allowed to grow just for the single division, means one division. And you know that the E. coli requires nearly 20 minutes to divide. And as the cells are divided, means DNA is also divide. Now due to this, what happens? Whatever DNA which is newly synthesized, that is taken from this flask. In this flask, modification is that a normal ammonium chloride is taken, N14 or normal nitrogen is present there. Henceforth, whatever new things are generated and which are incorporating the nitrogen, they will utilize the normal nitrogen. Okay, then once again for the assurance, they have allowed to cell to grow for the two times, means after 20-40 minutes. Means they have taken a three sample. One sample is taken from the original flask, another sample in a N14 flask, but after 20 minutes. Okay, and then after 40 minutes in the second flask. So when they analyze this presence of the DNA, and for that purpose, a cesium chloride ultracentrifugation technique is used. So what kind of DNA is present? In the first class, where the all the things are contained with the heavy nitrogen, they found that the DNA, a single strand, single band of DNA is there, and that is the position of a heavy DNA. Why it is referred as a heavy? Because it consists of the N15, and hence it is a typical slightly heavier as compared to other. While in the after first generation, whatever sample, it got a intermediate position, means it is not equivalent to the heavy position. It is above to that, means it is lighter than this, but it is heavier than the light DNA. Hence, we have given the name as the intermediate DNA. This intermediate DNA occupies here. Then question arises, why such particular observation are there? This is actually the observation, means from this plus, this is the heavy DNA, from this plus intermediate DNA, and from this plus two bands are there. One is at a light region and at a intermediate. So these result predicts that here all the DNA consist of the N15 nitrogen, hence heavy. Now here what happens? The half molecule is consist of the N14 and half molecule consists of the N15. Means it indicates that the one strand is newly synthesized, and same results are extrapolated, that should be achieved like this, and that is happening in case of this tube also. And hence diagrammatically we represent why the heavy band is there, because of this is the original thing, and when it double intermediate, and hence it indicates that the one here in this diagram, it is shown in a blue, it is the older one, and a red which is taken from the N14, and that is the newly synthesized. Same with the case of another, means that only a half information is conserved and remaining DNA, a complementary DNA, is newly synthesized. If the same logic is explained, then we'll find that this blue color will go here, and this red color will go here, and hence what happens? Now here one older strand is the blue color, and here the red color, while both strand consist of the red color, that is N14, and hence you will find one DNA strand is a intermediate and another is the light. If you continue this experiment, the experiments are giving the result that will more suitable to explain the logic of a semi-conservative nature. And henceforth, this is the experimental proof. By that means, we can say that the DNA replication is a semi-conservative. So that is the conclusion of this particular experiment. This is very important experiment. I also going to give a several mathematical example after completion of this chapter, because in many examination this problem comes here. Generally, the heavy DNA strand is shown as H, intermediate at HH, intermediate at HL, because it consists of the heavy and light, and light as LL. Different representations are there as per as several books are concerned. Now these are the results. Same thing is predicted here by another means also we can explain the same thing. Now it is clear to us that if this is the parental DNA molecule, from that parental DNA molecule, one DNA is, both the DNA strands are get separated, and on each separate strand a complementary strand is synthesized. Means whenever the new DNA is synthesized, a 50% is DNA is taken from the older cells, and 50% remaining thing is newly synthesized. And this also explain the logic, because what happens whenever these two strands are separated? I already given that these both are the not a similar one, they are not identical, they are complementary. And hence when this particular strand is separated and on which the complementary strand is synthesized, similarly, and this complementary strand is synthesized, after all, if you analyze both the DNA molecule, both the DNA molecules are now identical. Although the strands are not identical, but due to this particular logic which is used by the biological thing, DNA particularly, we got a same molecule. Means it is exactly, this molecule is exactly similar to the parental, this molecule is exactly similar to parental, or you can say that both molecules are same. Forget about the mutations, like mutations are there, that we are going to discuss. But logically, more precisely, with a few exceptions, it is saying that the both the DNA, both the cells got a same kind of a DNA constituents. Now, first you should know the definition. The definition of replication is that it is a process. okay, of copying a parental DNA molecule into a two daughter DNA molecules. Henceforth, there is a synthesis of a blueprint. Now here one thing keep in mind that the synthesizing thing is the DNA, and of which synthesis takes place, it is also DNA. Means the product is the DNA, and even the substrate is also DNA. From DNA taking the information and DNA is synthesized. So this is the very important phenomena which is associated with the DNA, and henceforth the reproduction of organism is possible. Why? Because DNA exactly make the copy like itself, and henceforth this is the central molecule, and it encodes for the all information as far as the genetic makeup or the phenotypic concern, and henceforth for the reproduction DNA is the basic. So once it is clear that the three points are important as far as definition is concerned. One word, first word is that it is a process, it is a phenomenon, process of copying a parental DNA. Hence, parental DNA is another word, and form a two daughter molecule. Means from one DNA molecule, two DNA molecules are synthesized, and it is as it is a copy, there is no modification. Hence the replication is defined as the process of copying the parental DNA molecule to form a two daughter molecule. This is just for you. You can also modify the definition as per your rule. Synthesis, copying, blueprint formation, like such words you can use, but this is the very simple definition I have given. Now as far as replication is concerned, there are three steps: initiation, elongation, termination. Actually all, whether it is replication, transcription or translation, which are the basic phenomenon as far as molecular biology is concerned, all consist of the three things, because any process initiate, then maintain, and then get a stop, and hence for the initial sequences, consequences which are happening, this is referred as the initiation of DNA replication. Then whatever intermediate steps are followed, that is studied under the heading of elongation of DNA replication, and to control, to stop that particular activity that I mentioned. One very important thing you should keep in mind, that the whenever DNA is get replicated, a whole molecule is going to be double. It never happens that the this part will be double and then later on this part is not double. That is not never happen. All chromosome, in case of a bacteria, a single chromosome is there, circular chromosome is there, and in case of higher organisms, several chromosomes are there. But all are exact, means from A to Z, means from starting to end, means all the molecule is go to double. So that is very different from the transcription. In transcription, you will find the in transcription from the DNA, RNA is synthesized, but whole DNA from the DNA, a whole RNA is never synthesized. Only the fragment of DNA is taken to synthesize the RNA. That I will explain when we are going to discuss much more detail regarding to the transcription. But here you should keep in mind. There diagrammatically it is represented that this is the initiation, then this is the elongation, and last termination, and that results into the formation of two molecules. So that happen in this case of a bacteria. We are going to discuss the much more things with respect to the bacterial genetics or the E. coli, because there are a slight modification as far as the other organisms are concerned, and in case of eukaryote the replication is a lot of differences are there, but although just like a DNA, a basic mechanism is the same, and hence we are going to discuss about the E. coli replication. The first sentence, as who is there, Aishwarya, I am finding, please read this particular sentence. First sentence, important point. Hello, or Supriya, whether you are listening me?
Yes, sir.
Who is going to read first sentence? This
So,
mentally, yes.
cell division and reproduction are not always identical. In E. coli, cell division requires 20 minutes, while DNA replication requires 40 minutes.
Okay, this is a very important point, that whenever the cell is going to reproduce, at that time DNA is replicated. It is not so. These are not a coupled. For the cell division, actually the DNA replication should be ready, because once the two molecules are not available, then the cell will not dividing into two, because this cell, its daughter cell requires the DNA molecule. And henceforth, this particular thing yesterday also we discussed that for the cell reproduction 20 minutes are required, but for the DNA replication, as it is a much more longer molecule, it requires the 40 minutes longer minute as compared to this. Then how this is possible, that is also explained by you, by means that the DNA replication for the next means for the next, not only for the daughter cell, for daughter cell also get started, and henceforth it is completed into 40 minutes. But meanwhile, two molecules of DNA are ready, and henceforth within a 20 minutes cell divides, and 40 minutes are required for the cell division. Second important point is that the DNA replication. Yes, okay. Who is going to read this particular thing? Dhruvesh, second sentence.
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
DNA replication contributes in vertical gene transmission, transfer of genetic information from an organism to its descend-
Descendant.
descendant.
Okay. What happens that there are two ways to transfer the DNA. One is then from the offspring to from it is to its descendant to the offspring, means from the parental to the daughter cell. While in higher organism, wherever the sexual reproduction is takes place, the horizontal movement of DNA is also. So for the vertical movement, vertical transfer, and along with that duplication is there, that is mediated by means of a DNA replication. Then a third point is the DNA replication occurs at the replication fork, and this is also referred as the replisome. Okay, the body which is undergoing the replication, it is referred as the replisome. Zome means the body, and taken from the replication. Here, replisome can be travel into the two direction or one direction. Whenever it is traveling into the one direction, it is referred as the unidirectional replication. That is very widely present as far as plasmids are concerned, because there is a small molecular weight. But as far as a higher chromosome, higher longer weight molecular weight chromosomes are concerned, it requires a much more times. Means, for example, if the system start here and to come here once again up to this particular point, the time will require more, and henceforth in bacterial chromosome generally undergoes the replication by means of a bidirectional replication. Means here it is started, one is going in this direction, and this, and within a half time both are attached to the particular one point, and henceforth time is also get saved. That is one of the advantage as far as the bidirectional replication. But in a smaller molecules like a plasmid, or in case of several viruses, the unidirectional replication is also there. Then first point we are going to discuss is the initiation of replication. So one thing keep in mind that although this is the typical DNA of E. coli, the first important thing keep in mind that bacterial DNA is a circular, okay, and it is a supercoiled. Supercoiling should be removed, because until and unless unwinding will not take place, that enzymes will not work as far as the DNA molecules are. While in case of other organisms like eukaryotic organisms or in human being, the bacterial DNA of that particular species is a linear one. So this is the important thing. Bacterial DNA is a circular and supercoiled. Now here, so for example, this is the complete DNA in front of you. So within that there is a particular region. These always initiate from that replication is get initiated. Means it is not so that the replication can start from any point. No, never. There is a particular reason, and this particular reason is referred as the ORIC, origin, center of origin. Means replication is started from that particular point. What is the peculiarity of this particular point? For example, this is the region which is considered as the ORIC region. So this ORIC region, in case of E. coli, what is the structure? So these consist of the several two regions. This particular tandem array of a 313 base pair sequence, and another reason is the binding site for the DNA A protein. Although you will find the DNA, but this is the not a DNA, this is the DNA means that this is the protein molecule, hence it is denoted as the smaller verse DNA, and always we denote DNA nucleic acid as the capital word. So there is the binding site for the DNA A, but there are actually the 9 base pair sequences. Okay, so these are the 9 base pairs. Which are the 9 base pairs? T A T C C A C A. The here these are the, and these are the in a different orientation. Here you will find the orientation is exactly opposite to this, and henceforth these are the reason where the DNA A have affinity to bind. Only to this region DNA A can bound. Why? Because of presence of this consensus sequence, there is the complementary structure as per as the other DNA A proteins are concerned. Now, just neighboring to this, there is another consensus sequence. Consensus means constant, some sort of. There is no modification. Means you will find, you will detect the changes as far as this region is concerned. This region is concerned, but this particular part is remaining. There are three, 1, 2, 3, 3, 13 base pair consequences are there. Here, the peculiarity of this thing is that here you will find the majority of A and T pairs. Here you will find the T is there, A or T, and only the one or two times G and C. The major portion consists of the T. Means these consists of the lot of T. This region consists of the lot of T, AT, and you know that the AT pairing is the safe to broke, or you can say that easily get broken as compared to G plus C. As A and T are bound by
GC.
means of two hydrogen bonds, and the breaking the this thing is the some quite a simpler, safer as far as the cell is concerned. Now what happens here? This is the reason to which the DNA A protein is. As far as the initiation process is concerned, there are several proteins which are very much important. One is the DNA A, then another is the DNA B, and another is the DNA C. So these all are important. Along with that, energy is required. One thing keep in mind, in order to break the bond, energy is required, because one peculiar thing is that generally the heat is responsible to break the bond, but inside the cell the heat is a constant. In case of bacteria also, we keep the bacteria into the incubator. This is 37 degrees Celsius. The heating is not an option there. So all process are the enzymatic one. Okay, so once if it is known to you, then one by one we are going to the what is happening. That the initiation is facilitated by the DNA protein and phospholipids in the bacterial plasma membrane. Many times that DNA approaches to the plasma membrane. Okay, it is not so, because remain in a central position. Other organism, what happens? Nucleus, within a nucleus the replication is expressed, but in bacteria there is no nucleus and there is a cytoplasm is there, and so that particular ORIC region is associated with the phospholipids of the bacteria plasma. Also the DAM methylase is also enhancing this particular reaction. Means in order to recognize, means whenever the signal goes that DNA replication should be started, at that time DNA A, phospholipids of the bacterial plasma membrane, and the chromosome ORIC regions, these are forms the complex, and henceforth there is the, this is the particular initial complex. Then where the DNA A binds, I already given that there are 4 9 base pair repeats at ORIC region, and along with that there is also role of a bacterial histone-like proteins. Means bacterial histone-like proteins, which are itself a component of the DNA. Then 9 base pairs ORIC region, and this plasma membrane holds the DNA. And for that particular binding to the 9 base pair repeats, nearly 20 to 40 DNA molecules are required. At a time, 20 to 40 DNA molecules are bound to the ORIC site, and due to these binding, the stress is there as far as neighboring region is concerned. The peculiarity of neighboring region I already explained to you, that it is rich in A and T, and henceforth due to this particular binding, the DNA B protein got opportunity to unwind the thing, and unwinding is started from the this A to T. Means due to the complex formation at the 9 base pair region by means of DNA A, the A to T region is get exposed, get separated, and as it is get separated, immediately a DNA B protein comes there. Another name of DNA B is the helicase. Okay, helicase enzyme, you can compare the helicase analogy with the jeep. You all aware regarding the, we have the jeep, whenever the jeep is opening, at that time two strands are separated, means along with the movement of the jeep knob. So similarly, DNA B is there here, the sequences are the consequences. Okay, now here the complexes get formed, and due to this what happens, the AT region is there, and hence both the strands are get separated. As the both the strands are separated, the DNA subunits are get attached. While to activate the DNA B, a DNA C is required. Means the DNA C is indirectly required. Here there is a direct recruitment of DNA A due to this complex AT base pairs disturb. In such a denatured region, the DNA B binds, and in order to facilitate the DNA B, a DNA C and its component DNA T is minor present. This is a come in picture. But actually, the DNA C's role is to support the DNA B only. Okay, it is not involved directly into this. Now what happens, as this DNA B or helicase is progressing, okay, in this direction, in bidirectional in both way and in direction one way. So as it is going further, it is responsible to separate the two hydrogen bonds, and in that way two strands are get separated. But another problem is that when the two strands are separated, the chances is that when the helicase go further, the chances is that this particular region once again can form a bond. Why? Because not a typical bond. Whenever they are close in contact, automatically attraction is there as far as hydrogen bond, hydrogens are concerned, and hydrogen bonding will be present. And hence, once the DNA B or the helicase have separated these two strands, another challenge is that both the strands should be held separately until and unless the DNA polymerase does not come. They should be separately maintained, and in order to keep their separation or dissociation, means they should not come to each other, there is the involvement of another protein, and these proteins are referred as the single strand DNA binding proteins, or SSB tetramers. Tetramers are made up of the 4 units. And hence DNA A still continues here. Now due to this, it exposes the area AT region that is bound by the DNA B, and DNA B is starting. Now once the DNA B is started, now there is no role of a DNA A, and even there is no role of DNA C. This is just for the initiation. Once it is initiated, then only two proteins are come in picture as far as the further reaction is concerned. DNA B or helicase going further, and whatever DNA which is separated, single strand DNA are holded by the SSB, single strand DNA binding protein. So that's all regarding to the initiation of a replication. Keep in mind that the initiation steps are occur only for the one time. It also requires the ATP for the initial move. Now, once this initiation thing is there, that created a Y-shape replication fork. Why it is referred as the Y-shape? This is the one arm, this is the another arm, and this is the main arm. And hence, if you hold this particular diagram vertically, that will give you a Y-shape structure. So this is referred as the replication fork, or that particular assembly is referred as the replisome, but that is in the part of the elongation. So that's all. Even if you just keep in mind this particular diagram, automatically it is possible to you to describe one and one cell. Now, due to the activity of DNA B, what happens? DNA B is responsible to unwind the DNA, and due to the unwinding, what happens? There is a further stress is come, because whatever two strands are separated, these are holded by the single strand DNA binding protein SSP. But at further, what happens? It is due to the unwinding, there is a topological stress on the DNA molecule, and to relieve this stress is very much important. Means DNA binding, although opening this particular DNA, but what happens, it is going in this way. So for example, this DNA helicase, but due to this unpairing, unwinding, the winding goes further. You can perform this particular experiment with respect with a wire also. When we separate these two strands, what happens, this wire has make a complexity. Hey, means first problem is that what happens when it is going further? At that time, remaining should be maintained. There should be not a reassociation between a two strand, or reassociation within a single strand is also possible. For example, if here A and T will be there, the system the DNA might undergo the hairpin-like structure is also get formed. Hence, to avoid that, means both the strands should not interact with each other. This is the first reason. And within a molecule, within a single strand, also there should be not a intramolecular bonding should be takes place. Hence, for that purpose, SSB proteins are there. So this is the first problem is solved by the SSB, a single strand DNA binding protein. But what about this stress? This is referred as the topological stress, surface stress. So as it is moving towards the further, these rotate the things, and due to this, the supercoiling get increased. And if the positive supercoiling get increased, you know that the DNA is the fragile molecule, and hence the chances is that the DNA might get broken. Okay, anything which is happen accidentally never tolerated by the cell. Everything systematically by employing an enzyme that is done by the UNESCO to maintain this particular structure as per as this thing is concerned. Another protein come in picture, and that have the that is nothing but the topoisomerase. Okay, or that is their name is the DNA gyrase. So what it makes the cut into the, I have already given the idea in previous lecture that the topoisomerases are two types. One topoisomerase can have ability to break the both the DNA strand, and another is the have ability to break only a single strand. So this DNA gyrase is the another type. It only now what happens, suppose if this particular point is broken, automatically the this particular stress, unwinding stress is get relieved. This is referred as the swivel mechanism. Okay, and by that means due to this particular DNA helicase, the DNA replication fork speed 3000 rpm, and that is might create a problem, and further complications are get formed positive superfile. And to relieve that, a topoisomerase, a DNA gyrase comes in picture. It cuts, then relieve the stress, and once again sealed. This cutting and sealing is done by this DNA gyrase, and in that way, DNA gyrase is working here, helicase is working here, and just below that, a replication fork is developed, and this is nothing but the elongation. Okay, that all these things are shown here. This is the 9 base pair things, these are the 13 base pair things. First the DNA A bound here, due to this binding the adjacent AT pair separate. Once it is get separate, then DNA B comes. So these are the proteins which are involved in a initiation. DNA A, these are the details. At the time of examination you should collect, otherwise this is not relate important information that what is the molecular weight and all this thing. This just keep for the information, but you should know the particular function. What is the important role of DNA A, DNA B, DNA C, histone proteins, DNA G, or primase, single stranded DNA binding protein, RNA polymerase, or DNA gyrase. So that role you should must know as per as the initiation is concerned. Now, next point is the elongation. Up to the swivel mechanism, what is happening? Initiation of swivel mechanism, it is referred as a initiation. But once the thing is established, DNA base is working now, and then DNA gyrase is also working now, and whatever further consequences are happen, that are studied as a elongation process. Elongation process is the continue longer time. The initiation is just for the several seconds, but later on whatever thing is I have given that the generally more than 40 minutes are required. So within a 1 minute initiation, within few seconds one initiation thing, and major time means for 39 to 40% means 99% time is required for the elongation. So what happens in elongation now? Situation is that the both the strands are separated. Okay, they are holded by the DNA binding proteins, hence they are not once again binding. Then the actual hero, as per as this particular process is concerned, it comes, and it is very important enzyme, and that is nothing but the DNA polymerase 3. 3 is denoted in the Roman. So there are three types of DNA polymerase present in a bacteria: DNA polymerase 1, DNA polymerase 2, DNA polymerase 3. Among these three, a DNA polymerase, a third DNA polymerase, is actually important. But problem with the DNA polymerase, it has the two problem. It can polymerize from only to the 5 prime to 3 prime. At opposite, it will never goes. Means both the strands. This is the running from the 3 prime to 5 prime, and here exactly opposite. Means here it is running from the 5 prime to 3 prime. Means here the total orientation is different. The DNA polymerase can add to the 3 prime OH end only, but at this on the another it is not possible. Means it not go, it can go in this direction. Here it not goes in this direction. Why? Because it doesn't have, it has the 5 prime to 3 prime activity. So this is the one problem. And secondly, it requires some uh, already presence of a nucleotide. The direct start is not possible, and henceforth the first problem, that as it requires the free OH group, this problem is solved by means of a primase enzyme. The primase enzyme synthesizes the primer. Primer is actually the RNA molecule. Okay, and this primase is the RNA polymerase. So here, according to, for example, at initially, according to these nucleotides, the primer molecules added. Primer means the RNA is get added. RNA means what? The ribose sugar containing nucleotides, and here the uracil is there. So this particular is the primer. Once that is synthesized, then 30 to 40 molecules of that bases are added, then a DNA polymerase come. So this first problem is get solved. Here the primer synthesized, and as the free OH group is now available, the DNA polymerase comes. The first problem is get solved, that the due to the primer. Now what is this? What about the second primer? It can goes in this direction. Replication fork is going in this direction, and hence one DNA polymerase is going in this direction, and it is going in this direction. This is never happen. Okay, why? Because at the lower portions, for example, replication is going to above side. Okay, at above side, and henceforth it is difficult to synthesize both the strand at a time due to the limitation of the DNA polymerase, and hence the DNA replication is a continuous on one strand, while it is a discontinuous on another strand. Okay, and whatever both the strands are separated, which are available for the synthesis, these are referred as the template strand. Template in Marathi we say as a साचा. आपण एखादी गोष्ट बनवताना त्या साचात टाकतो आणि त्या साच्याप्रमाणे ती गोष्ट बनते. Similarly, according to this particular strand, the new strand is synthesized, hence it is referred as the template strand, and this particular thing is referred as the newly synthesized. So one is the continuously synthesizing, and another is the discontinuously synthesizing. Why discontinuous? What happens here? For example, here the primaries get synthesized, then DNA polymerase comes, but it can't go further because the replication fork is traveling here. Okay, hence once again that process is discontinue. Here the RNA polymer there, and then DNA is synthesized by the DNA polymer. Then once again the RNA primer is there, then DNA polymer is synthesized. Means here the discontinuously synthesized. So this particular phenomena is analyzed by the Japanese scientist Okazaki, that he says that there is the discontinuous synthesis, means RNA DNA, RNA DNA. That these patches of the DNA RNA patches, these are referred as the Okazaki fragments. Okay, so in that way it is discontinuously synthesized, and here the continuously synthesized. This particular strand is referred as the lagging strand. Why? Because it is a discontinuously synthesizing, while a leading strand means it is a continuously synthesizing. Now keep in mind that meanwhile to the DNA polymerase there should be the continuous supply of a DNA precursor and RNA precursor, because even the primary is also working here, primase is also working here, and DNA polymerase is also working here. Henceforth, there should be the abundance availability of a nucleotide A, T, G, C, this should be nucleotide should be the abundantly present. If these are not present, then automatically the DNA synthesis will not take place. And so depending on if whenever A will be there, immediately the T is taken and T is placed. Whenever the T is there, A is placed. Whenever the G is there, C is placed. In that way, speedily goes. Can you imagine what is the speed of this particular DNA polymerase?
5,000 base pair per minute.
How many?
5,000.
Okay, that is different. You are correct, but the thousands of the base pairs are added per second. This is the much more speed. Means not only speed you have to maintain, but also appropriately incorporate wherever the T is there, G should be there. Now what happens? Here the task is that we have to synthesize the DNA. Okay, but in another side, what happens after that? RNA patches are also there. Here is at only one time the RNA patch will be there, but in another stand, in the lagging stand, there are so many RNA patches are there. So that should be removed out, and that should be replaced by means of the DNA. And hence, for the removing this primer, enzyme is required, that is referred as the RNase H. The H letter is comes from the hybrid. Why? Because this is the hybrid molecule. One strand is of RNA and one other strand is of DNA, and hence it is a hybrid molecule. And hence for that purpose, to remove RNA only, RNase H is required. Okay. Now once the primer or RNA patches get removed, ribonucleotides are removed, then that create a gaps. This particular gap, this gap is filled by another DNA polymerase, that is a DNA polymerase 1. It repairs the gap. Repair means it should be not vacant, and in that way these here there is an involvement of a primer frequently, involvement of RNase frequently, and DNA polymerase 1 frequently. But here only one time these things happen. Otherwise, continuously only DNA polymerase 3 can continuously do these things. It also introduced the lot of errors, but that is not a topic of our discussion here, how the errors are there and what is the fate of that error. But just keep in mind that these things are happen as far as elongation is concerned. Now it is going to continuously same thing is there, and there should be a continuous supply of the deoxynucleotide and ribonucleotides are required for the primer synthesis, and DNA deoxyribonucleotides are required for the synthesis of the DNA. It is a much more longer, but same process system, helicase keep unwinding, then topoisomerase DNA gyrase is also responsible to make cut. Means in that way the replication fork or this whole assembly is referred as a replisome, and it is going forwardly with a higher speed toward the direction. Then these are the proteins which are involved as per as the okay. Now, but at the last, in this case, at the last, but here frequently, what happens? A final gap is not filled. Okay, and for the sealing purpose, another enzyme is required, that is referred as the DNA ligase. Okay, actually, in prokaryotic or E. coli, DNA ligase requires NAD, while in eukaryotic, like in human being, ATP is needed. So that is a NAD or ATP mediated process, and by which the final molecule is get sealed. In this reaction, what happens? There is the first adenylation of a DNA ligase. Adenylation of DNA ligase means ATP or the phosphate group or group is get attached, and that forms the complex enzyme AMP ribose adenine. This is the adenylated DNA ligase. Then this is go here, and in that way it incorporate the phosphate group, and finally this phosphate incorporation may create this particular, means this and this is not connected, because one part is previously synthesized DNA, one part is first RNA, then removed by the DNA, then new DNA synthesized, but one gap is remain, and this at this gap the phosphate is get added by means of a DNA ligase. But in case of a prokaryotic, it is the NAD which is there for the required for the activity of this DNA ligase, and in case of eukaryotic like human being or fungi or the algae, ATP is required. So that's all. Here it is not expected that you should give them much more detail because our paper is the genetics paper. It is not a metabolism paper. Henceforth, typical reactions are not required. Just mention DNA ligase, what is the role, and just this diagram. That's all. So these are the proteins which are involved in case of elongation. SSB, DNAB, primase, DNA polymerase 3, DNA polymerase 1, DNA ligase, DNA gyrase, because they are continuously going. Then what happens at the last, because OREC region is here in case of E. coli, the here it goes in this direction, in another replication fork it goes there, and it should be a stop at particular point, that is referred as the termination region, TER region. First thing is that the very little is known about this particular last phenomenon, how termination occurs, because much more complications are there. As far as all organisms are concerned, different mechanisms are there. Here, in case of E. coli, there are so many reasons are there. Just like OREC, particular sequences are there. Similarly, at the ter region, there is the, then along with that there is the termination utilization proteins are there. Means these proteins along with the replicosomes, they automatically slower the process. Why? Because one replication